Hi, welcome on to ArsenalFanTV. Trying out the brand new feature here on YouTube, which is basically a live feature. You've seen similar features that they've had on Facebook, of course Periscope, but for so long I've been badgering the guys down at YouTube and say, yeah, you've got to make this happen. We've got to have a live, feed here on YouTube, and they've made it happen. And we experiment with it during the week, and time to drop it, time to see what it's like. And I can see comments coming up like crazy at the moment, so that's all good. So for just chilling at home, take a little look at the game tomorrow. Now, it's such a huge game. Arsenal versus Hull City. I mean, listen, we've had some big games, obviously in the FA Cup, and those games have been massive, but Arsenal versus Hull, right? Being a massive game. That's the state of what's gone on over the past week or so. Back-to-back defeats against Watford and then against Chelsea. And it's just all gone wrong recently with Arsenal. We've seen this so many times before. Get to this sort of stage of the season, February, round about that time, and it just starts to go all wrong. And the team are under huge pressure. The manager's under huge pressure. The board's under huge pressure. They're just under huge pressure at the moment. I was chatting to a friend of mine last night who was at an event where Arsene Wenger was there doing a Q&A, and he actually had dinner with Arsene Wenger as well. And he was saying to me that, Arsene Wenger's under huge pressure. I mean, there's a lot of talk even today that will he even be able to make it till the end of the season? Now, I don't know. You may have seen an article that I did in the. Well, I was interviewed for an article in the Evening Standard, and I said, the last thing I personally would like to see is Arsene Wenger hounded out of Arsenal Football Club. He's been a great servant for us. No matter what you think about him, he wants to succeed. He's been a great manager. He's kept us stable. So I'd hate to see him hounded out of the club. However, he does need to deliver. If he's going to get a new contract, Arsene Wenger really needs to start turning things around. And I think the players as well. We talk a lot about the manager, but the players are really guilty here of really letting him down. Players like Mesut Ozil. These guys have let the manager down. The manager showed so much faith in them, who always sticks up for them. You never hear Wenger digging out the players. But they've really let him down. So tomorrow is a massive opportunity for the team to bounce back. And they're going to be up against Hull. And you would have seen my preview here on YouTube. Hull have been on a rich vein of form recently. They brought in this guy, Marco Silva. When they brought him in, there was a lot of people saying that, who is this guy? What's he going to do? I remember Paul Merson famously had a rant about it, saying that, how are you going to bring in a manager? He was a manager of Olympiacos, but he doesn't know what the Premier League's about, etc. Well, the guy's come in and he's done amazing things, They were pretty impressive when they played Manchester United in the League Cup, losing over 2 legs, but narrowly beating Manchester United on their turf. They were impressive last weekend, beating Liverpool 2-0. They're full of confidence at the moment, and football is about confidence. So when they come to the Emirates tomorrow, they're not going to have any fear. They're going to know that Arsenal are a wounded animal at the moment. They're going to know that if they frustrate the life out of Arsenal, the fans will probably get on their case. And we know basically what sort of thing they're going to try and do. They're going to be very defensive and try and catch us on the counter-attack. Arsenal really need to start the game off fast. Arsenal really need to get 3 points. We need to win that game. Got Bayern Munich next week. We need to go into that game with a bit of confidence behind us. I can't even contemplate what it will be like if we lose that game tomorrow. And, sometimes, I see fans out there, they'll be like, yeah, Robbie, you happy because you lost? You got views. No. I want Arsenal Football Club to win every game. And it'd be horrible if we lost tomorrow. Please, God. we got to win tomorrow. And the players, they've got to put in a performance tomorrow. They really do, because they've been letting down the fans and they've been letting down the team. So let's see a performance from the team tomorrow. Lots and lots of comments coming up here. I don't know if I can... Yeah, I can sort of slow them down a bit. So lots and lots of comments coming up here. Jen Jin says, we need Massimo Allegri. Now, there's a lot of talk been about Allegri. You know, there's been people messaging me even today and saying that, you know, they heard that Allegri's coming in, etc., etc. We don't know that. There's a big rumour that says he's gonna leave Juventus at the end of the season. Managers that, you know what? There's a lot of managers. A lot of people say who could replace Arsene Wenger. And before you say anything, I'm not saying to get him out now, but we've got to think about who replaces him when he goes. Now, Allegri, who's got a fantastic record at Juventus, would be a brilliant manager to replace Arsene Wenger. Max Does Stuff just suggested Thomas Tuchel, who's again been suggested, doing brilliant things at Borussia Dortmund, really bringing through young players there, really playing a dynamic form of football. Another guy who would be brilliant. Music Motivates TV says Ancelotti. For me, I wouldn't want Ancelotti. And the reason being is that, yes, he's a guy who could come in, could make it stable, would do decently. But for me, I want a young, dynamic manager. You know, do you know what? Somebody there suggesting, Midden says Eddie Howe. I don't think Eddie Howe's ready yet. I mean, a lot of people have been talking about Eddie Howe. Have you seen what's been going on with them recently? They've been terrible, Bournemouth. You know, so, nah, Eddie Howe, you know, he could be fighting relegation soon if he don't get his act together. Diego Simeone, a lot of people suggesting Ronald Koeman, a lot of people suggesting King Trail there says Joachim Low, Sully, Diego Simeone, someone is suggesting Ranieri. Wow, how a year goes. Claude, somebody says there. No, he couldn't handle the pressure. There's one name that none of you yet have said. Adam Jones there, Thomas Tuchel. Nobody's come up with this name. And I'm going to give you a name, yeah? This would be my preferred person to come in and take over Arsenal. And Young Thug is trash, says Alan Pardew. It definitely ain't him. Shaquille says Zidane, it ain't him. Do you know who I'd love to see come in? Not Thomas Tuchel. I like Tuchel. I wouldn't be unhappy with Tuchel. Not Allegri. I wouldn't be unhappy with Allegri. I like Sampaoli, the guy at Sevilla, the ex-manager of Chile, the guy who bought them 2 Copa Americas, you know, destroyed Brazil, destroyed Argentina, went up against the big boys, has now gone on to manage at club level at Sevilla and has been absolutely brilliant. His style of football would be perfect for Arsenal because he plays great passing football, but he also plays that high-intensity, high-press football, which Diego Simeone and Jurgen Klopp plays. He plays that style. He's very passionate, a very, very passionate guy. He's a no-nonsense guy. And I think he would be perfect for us. I mean, the rumour is with Sampaoli, Jorge Sampaoli, as Tim says there, the rumour is with Sampaoli is that Barcelona wanting to replace Enrique when he goes. But for me, I would love Sampaoli at Arsenal. That's just the sort of... The next guy that comes in, I don't want him to be an Arsene Wenger clone. And that's no disrespect to Arsene Wenger because he's been absolutely brilliant. But I just feel that... someone totally different to what we've had before. And Sampaoli I like. Sampaoli as well would be able to make Alexis Sanchez stay because, of course, you know, he's been the manager of Chile. And, you know, Argentinian as well. So maybe I'll bring a couple of good Argentinian players to the club. I don't know. What do you guys think? But I would love Sampaoli as the next manager. I see the things that he's doing at the moment with Sevilla. I mean, they're taking on Barcelona. I think they're second in the league over there. They're taking on Barcelona and Real Madrid right now over there. They're second in the league. This guy, for me, he's the new kid on the block, and he's the guy that could bring success back to Arsenal. What do you guys think? But I really like him. Josh Durnham says Luis Enrique. Yes, there's Luis Enrique, but I don't know. Sampaoli, I like him. Thierry Henry says Vishal. Thierry Henry would be great, but it'd be one of them sentimental ones, isn't it? That, yes, we'd all love him to succeed, but he's got no experience at the moment. A lot of people suggesting Ronald Koeman. Andres there saying Patrick Vieira. Simeone, loads of people are Simeone. Goro says Donald Trump. We got Donald Trump there, we wouldn't be able to get any foreign players in. He'd probably put a block on them. He'd have to be all English players. DT for manager, says Tyler. No. No one would listen to him. Gary Neville, says Sam F. You know what? Make sure tomorrow you're all over watching the ArsenalFanTV videos, yeah? After the game, because I've got an announcement about the whole Gary Neville thing. All right? Big announcement after the game tomorrow about myself and Gary Neville and us going head to head tomorrow. I'm not even going to say nothing about it today. Robbie, we need the Juventus boss. Quite a lot of people suggesting Laurent Blanc. Nah, not for me. Diego Maradona, some people suggesting. Quite a few people suggesting Pochettino. Big up Mr. Ozil watching from France, enough respect. Marco Silva, somebody, you know what, this guy Marco Silva's doing a decent job at the moment, you know. So, you know, Bob Bradley. I felt a bit sorry for Bob Bradley down there, you know. It didn't quite work out for him. You know what, that's a good one. So this is here, Ansel Duncan. He says, what about Leonardo Jardim of Monaco? Another guy that's doing amazing things at the moment. Another manager to watch. Another one of the new breed of managers. And you got to say this, you know, there's a new breed of manager out there that are high intensity, high pressure, very tactical. And that guy's one of them. Monaco at the moment are playing some brilliant football. Look how they tore up Spurs. I mean, everyone goes on about Pochettino. Monaco ripped Spurs apart in both games. So, yes, he's another one to be considered. Whoever it is going to have some big boots to fill when they come in, because no matter what you think about Arsene Wenger, he's so consistent. He's won us things over the years, and even when he doesn't win things, it's never a disaster. He always keeps us up there, and whoever comes in will have their work cut out because, you know, as a Spurs fan was just saying that Wembley was to blame for their poor performances against Monaco. What are you going to do next year then? You're playing at Wembley, aren't you? Better get used to it, mate. Going to do a few more here. Before I shut down. Amil says Bergkamp. Now, Dennis Bergkamp's a great shout. A lot of people also suggesting Patrick Kluivert, which again is another decent shout. He's doing decent thing. Brendan Rodgers says, listen, Brendan Rodgers doing a great job up there at Celtic, but then again, Celtic's so far ahead of everybody else. It's hard to judge just how well he's doing. I think Brendan Rodgers is a good manager, you know. I think he's been treated very harshly over the years, you know, because put it this way, when he was at Liverpool, he's doing better than Jurgen Klopp, wasn't he? He's at the moment. Let's have it right. So, but listen, I'm sure he will come back to the Premier League soon and we'll see. Gary Neville, somebody suggests. No. We know he's a good pundit. We know he was a good footballer. But did you see what happened when he was managing? No way. Valencia fans will tell you all about him. Mertesacker. Mertesacker's a future manager, you know, I think. He's the sort of guy that could be a future manager for definite. Rafa Benitez, Ridders is suggesting there. Steve Bold. Listen, there's a lot of suggestions there, but for me, I'm going to end it like this. I don't know how we've diverted onto something to talk about managers, but for me, my shortlist would be Thomas Tuchel, Sampaoli, Allegri, is it Jardel, the guy at Monaco, and Joachim Low. Those five. There's good managers out there. that we could go out there and get. And you know what? We should definitely consider them. So listen, this has been the first sort of a YouTube live that we've done using the brand new YouTube app. We'll do these on a regular. I'm going to do some of these from outside the ground tomorrow. So make sure you look out for that. We'll try and do as many of these live from outside the ground and inside the ground if we can get reception as well. Don't forget, we'll be down there at the ground tomorrow doing our videos as usual. So make sure, you know, if you want to say something about the game afterwards, please feel free to come and talk to us. It's open to absolutely everybody. So please come along and have a chat to us tomorrow. As I said, don't forget, tomorrow after the game, I'm going to be making a big announcement about the whole thing with me and Gary Neville. So if you want to find out what that is, make sure you tune into our videos tomorrow as well. And listen, make sure you have yourself a good evening. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. It's a must win. Praying and hoping that, you know, we've got such a good record against Hull City. Last 8 games, we've won 7 of them. We cannot afford to be complacent. If we play the right team, have a look at my preview video. But basically, my front three I'd like to see tomorrow: Alexis down the middle, Welbeck on one side, Lucas Perez on the other side. And I think those 3 will be hungry enough to get us a victory. But take a look at the preview video. But we just want a win tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and see you guys tomorrow at the game.